Destiny.Amunique, and welcome back to another video. What truly stops us from our goals? For me, I can say that it's not truly other people, and it's not other people stopping me. I think that we can really get that confused and start to put the blame on other people for, again, holding us back when in reality it's usually ourselves and old assumptions that keeps us hellbound. And despite that, sometimes, yes, it can be other people, but when you truly want something, you don't let anyone stop you. Usually when we place the blame on ourselves, I know for me, it can be that I can't do it or that I don't have the ability to do it. And that can also be like looking in the mud. And I don't really think that's a pretty great analogy, but it's kind of more of, I guess you can say, choosing to look at a dirty mirror when there's a clean mirror right next to you. A dirty mirror can again be limitations and excuses that you make. An excuse that I make is that, again, I can't do it, or that I don't really feel like doing it. And when I say that I don't really feel like doing it, it usually also stems from a lack of confidence, which also leads to procrastination. From what I have learned, and the lessons that I have learned, is that my procrastination comes from a lack of believing in myself. And that can stem from old stories that you've been telling yourself that happened in the past. Old things that you keep bringing up. And sometimes when we have those old thoughts and those old assumptions, the more that we grow, sometimes we can even make more ourselves. Like, let's say, from when I can say that I'm not lovable from a past experience, and as I'm growing up, I hold on to that, and I hold on to other things that are in that same branch, if that makes any kind of sense. But I hope you get the point. And what I'm going through in my life, the current lesson that I am going through in my life, is learning how to let go and, I guess you can say, re-heal. I think another word that you can probably use for it is picking and making new assumptions and letting go of old ones. For me, I can say that one is again, procrastination. I can be a procrastinator, and that can stem from looking stupid in old past mistakes, and also the fear of looking stupid now. I think there's no avoidable way to not looking stupid. You're always gonna look stupid. Even when you don't feel like, even when you don't think you're looking stupid, there's always someone that's gonna find you stupid. And I don't really think you should dive on that too much. That's just one of the part of the things that you go through while coming out of your comfort zone and doing new things that you wouldn't really suspect that you would ever do. There's also this quote from this book. I just bought it, and there's also a little bit of a story to this book when I was buying it. It's this book. I don't know if you can totally see it. I may have to go in and edit it so you can see it, or maybe take a picture and put it on the screen. But it's Inward by, I don't think I really know how to pronounce the author's name, but Young Pueblo. It's a New York Times best-selling author, and one of the poems in the book is, I have it written down here. This is what I would say, a truth that can set you free. And the quote is, if you measure the length of your ego, it will equal the distance between you and your freedom. And that is pretty thought-provoking and also pretty emotion-provoking to me, because throughout my life, again, and even now, and I don't really think you totally get over it, because you notice your ego, and you kind of go forward with it, if that makes sense. Like, the more you learn and the more you learn how to observe your thoughts and observe your patterns, you don't really get mad at it, and you're not really supposed to, and if you do, that's okay. That's just another learning lesson for you. And I have even times gotten mad at my ego and I couldn't really understand it, but my ego's just trying to keep me safe, as all of our egos try to keep us safe. And coming through with, I guess you could say, messages, learning how to deal with my ego. Your ego just wants love. That's all. It just wants love, just like everyone else wants love, just like all the other parts of us wants love. Everything leads back to love. So when you're learning how to give it compassion and learning, what would be the word? Reprogramming how to respond to certain patterns, you learn that you are kind of whole in a way. You may not fully understand, because I know that I haven't fully understand it and understand it and all that, but it creates a different emotion in you. It creates a different hole in your mind that's always been there, and it's kind of like you're in a forest and you're cleaning out some overgrown part, and then you find a cave. It's always been there, it's just been overgrown. Again, if that makes any sense. Another thing, the book, the story about the book. I wrote this down too, just in case. I bought this book yesterday. Well, the day I wrote that, it was yesterday. And before I picked it up, I had this other book in my hand. It was a shadow work journaling book. And when I picked it up, it kind of felt like I had to pick it up. Like, this is what I need to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it was like this overcoming, like the energy of trying. And I think that we can be too overgrown in the energy of trying to where we forget the energy of being. And I know for me, I can be in that energy of trying, because through life I may have forgotten, even now I forget that I don't always have to try. I just have to be, because I am enough. I am everything, and everything is me. I am. And through that, we also forget, the point that I'm trying to make is that we also forget that life is all about growth. Whatever page you turn down, whatever corner you turn down, there's always going to be growth. Growth is inevitable. Life is growth, and you don't always have to. I think we get into this paradox of where we, especially if you're a self-help person, where you feel that you need to constantly be on self-help. And when you're constantly trying to meditate, work out, journal, you kind of get into that headspace where you forget what's around you. Again, nothing wrong with that, but when you're forgetting that life is here and life is growth, and being in the present moment instead of worrying about, I need to do this, so in the future I'll be this amazing hot person, a hot girl who has a hot mindset and zero anxiety and all that. We forget about life, if that makes sense. I know for me, that's something that I have reawakened to, is life. And ways that I like to stay reawakened into life is slowness, stillness. I know if you're a self-help person, you maybe been in the self-help community, that's what you always hear. When you're in certain parts of it, that's what you always hear. And sometimes I think when you always hear it and then you don't really believe it, but then when you start doing it, it's like, okay, now I understand. And self-help, I can't really say now, kind of getting off the point, but to continue that, self-help now, I think, take what you will from it, because there's nothing wrong with it, but just like everything, take what you will from it. You don't always have to wake up at 6 a.m. I like waking up early, but 6 a.m. not always, you know. What else? Following certain routines. I think we also get that twisted. And when we see certain influencers doing it, you feel like you have to have that a certain kind of way too, when you don't. Most influencers are now, I've seen this in a comment, influencers are now door-to-door salesmen. And it's pretty true. So again, please don't beat yourself up over it. I think I used to. Now, I can't say that if I see it that I won't. I try to stay away from it. I'm usually not really watching influencers like that. And I think tuning your social media, again, I'm getting off point, but this is a talk, so we're gonna talk. Tuning your social media into things that you want to be, and it's kind of underrated, and I think that's something I'm gonna do after this, is kind of go back and tune my social media into what I want to be. Because when you're constantly watching social media, it's really like constantly being around certain people, and you probably get that, but just putting it into perspective, it's kind of like being around certain people. If you're hanging around this crowd, then you're going to be that crowd. And if you're hanging around another crowd, you're going to be in that crowd. You may know this person. She's really cool, and she's on YouTube. Haley Gamba, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, but she's really cool. And she said this once in one of her older videos when I was watching it, and she said, hang with clowns, become the third one. Something like that. Don't totally quote me on that one. But it was really good, Haley Gamba. And I think I come to that conclusion almost maybe once a month, when I'm usually thinking to myself, hang with clowns, become the third one. And now that I'm also thinking about it and talking about it, that's something I definitely will do, is start tuning my social media again. Back to whatever I was saying. I don't remember. The book? Talking about certain habits that I'm now doing is affirmations. I think the reason why I personally came out of affirmations for a while is because I got into that, what would you call it, like upside down self-help method. Like, you believe in yourself, but you don't truly believe in yourself, and you don't truly, like, you say that you do, but you don't actually do, and you don't really want to put in the work, but then you say that you know. It's like talking the talk but not walking the walk, basically, which is something that I kind of fell into. It's not the total explanation of it, but it's kind of half of it. And I just went back to doing affirmations. I have been trying to stay on point. I have missed a few days, but I did do it this morning. I do plan on doing it tonight, and I kind of do go back to it after, during the day, because when you're just doing it just those times. Now, don't also quote me on this, but this is just how I personally feel. And when I reach into my auric field throughout the day and look back on it, it's good for me to also kind of think about it throughout the day. Because if I'm just doing it in the morning and in the night, what about the rest of the day? You know? If it works for you, then do it, of course. But this is what I see that it works for me in my auric field. But that's also on poetry. I'm a very creative person. I love art. I love the feeling it gives you. Art is for just creation. I love creation. I think that's maybe something that I came here to fully do, is creation. And through that, tapping into creation is, like I said, poetry, reading. That kind of goes back into the slow moments, that slow presence, that sensual presence when you're tapping into all your senses. You're just sitting. I also have something else I want to say, but before I do, this is another book, the Paris novel. It's also really good, by Ruth. I don't know how to say this last name though. How do you say it? Reichl. Rachel? Don't quote me on that though. I probably said that kind of wrong. But it's a really good book. I'm not finished with it yet, but I do plan on getting finished with it. And it is truly good. I also am thinking about buying it. I rented it through the library, my local library. And from what I have found from it and what I love about it so much is the adventure. I love the adventure. I love the main character. Don't ask me her name. I don't remember names. I never do remember names. But it is a good book though. Again, the adventure. I love. Rachel's the other girl's name. Stella. I like Stella. I love her personality. I love the character. And what I also love about it, it has this artistic nature to it a bit. I can't explain it. It's that, I don't know. You just have to read the book for yourself. I'm not promoting anything, by the way. This is just me showing you what I love. Lana, I can't explain that certain feeling because I don't just get this feeling about reading those kind of books, but I have to figure out what that, I mean, I guess it's like that kind of aesthetic, that Parisian aesthetic maybe. I mean, she's in Paris, but what I say is just a Parisian aesthetic. Maybe it's just her being around Paris people, Parisian people. What else? I also love like I said, I'm saying that a lot, but that's what I really do love about it is the adventure. I love the adventure. I also love the main character's growth. I find that pretty beautiful and pretty cute. What else? I'm not finished with it, but I'll probably give my rest of my whole analogy that I think about it when I'm finished with it. Like I said, that's a book that I do want to buy and have in my little closet library. Another habit that I have been doing is getting back into working out. I don't really have a specific goal for working out. I just do it, and I like doing it to my follicular phase. I like doing it to my cycle phase. Follicular is one of the cycles. But I like doing it to my cycle phase, cycle syncing, doing workouts. Now I haven't gotten to the food part. I do try to incorporate it, but I'm really focusing on the workouts that I have been doing. It makes me feel, I can't explain it totally, but it makes me feel good. And that's something that I really like, the after. Now during it, yes, because I'm kind of going back into my body, even though some of the things are hard. Not too hard, but some things are kind of, I mean, it wouldn't be as fun if it wasn't a challenge, so that's one. But I love the after effect. And that's kind of a pretty good discipline if you ask me, working towards that after effect. Because we usually take pleasure first instead of discipline. And I guess you could say reprogramming. Like I said, I'm no scientist, don't totally quote me. I just like running my mouth from time to time. It kind of reprograms your dopamine centers, I guess. Because, we're always on our phone, always watching TV. Well, some of us, I can be. And always taking the easy way out and always taking the pleasure route instead of the discipline and then getting the pleasure. So that's where I'm trying to kind of go with that. What else? Something else I've been doing. I can't think. Writing, I'm trying to. I haven't totally got there yet, but I have been listening to my ideas and also working on my business. I don't know, I kind of wanted to make a video about it. Still kind of trying to see how that's going. I know it's gonna get somewhere good. It already has gotten somewhere good, really. But yeah. What else? Oh, don't tell me I'm through. I have kind of wrote down. Oh, I totally didn't write anything else. I can't think of anything else. I've gotten to 16 minutes talking and running my mouth. I think that's it. I mean, more books that I got that I need to be reading. Haven't. I probably watched this, Breakfast at Tiffany's. I've seen it before. I don't think I ever finished it. That's also really cute. I'm really into those kind of things. Breakfast at Tiffany's, that artisty, chic, vintage, I guess you can say. Femme vintage aesthetic. And speaking of aesthetics, I think that now new age people, my age and maybe even older, are kind of so obsessed with aesthetics. Then also again, going back to that topic, forget about life. And it's nothing wrong with having that certain aesthetic, because that means that that's what you like, and that's, if you resonate with it, then it has some kind of meaning to you, and that's perfect and that's good. But I think that we can always sometimes get mixed up in it and too guys, be cautious of it, to where we forget about life. I haven't seen this one. I can never sit down to watch some movies and stuff. But The Devil Wears Prada, I haven't watched that one yet. I did try to get into this. I've seen it a long time ago. Couldn't really get back into it. It was kind of getting on my nerves. If it gets on my nerves, I can't fully totally watch it. This one I made. No, skip it. But Success is a Choice. This is also another one I'm reading by, what cover is his name? John C. Maxwell. Haven't finished it. Still kind of reading it. Almost through with it. It's really good. To me, it is. It's really good. But it's just a really good book in general. I feel like when people say to me, when I say it's good to me, it usually means it's not that good. I don't know. Well, it's good to them, but it is good to me, truly. But it's also a really good book. It also has been helping me get back on my path a bit and take action. I think that's something where I know that's something where I could kind of work on better, and I am, because I am now creating this video, which I was kind of scared to do. I think I've now kind of found that I'm a bit of a talker when the camera comes on. But I can say that I am pretty proud of myself for filming this video. And to kind of end it off, you're not gonna get anywhere when you don't take action. Yep. Yeah, you're not gonna get anywhere if you don't take action. You're not really totally gonna get anywhere if you don't come out of your comfort zone. And if you keep on playing it safe, you're not gonna get anywhere. And the first vision of this video was making this an accountability video, but I think this is all just kind of more an accountability video in itself. I kind of surpassed my expectations of it being an accountability video, and that is why, and because why it is to me, because now when I see this, I am going to be more inspired to make more, if that makes any sense. And just again, like I said, seeing this, I'm gonna want to make more, and I'm gonna want to keep on continuing. So not only is this accountability video for me to keep on making action and coming out of my comfort zone, I hope it is for you too, but also an inspiration video, seeing that I came out of my comfort zone and did something. I don't really have nothing else to talk about. I talked for 20 minutes now, maybe a little bit more. Oh yeah, continue working on your goals, continue making your money moves, continue to make those money moves, continue on making yourself happy, continue on loving yourself even in the darkest days, the darkest moments. Remember, it can't always be dark, and it can always rain. It's always going to stop raining for some reason. Sometimes you have to make that reason. Well, I guess I did write some journal prompts. Maybe you might use them. And those are: what makes you unique? What activities make you lose track of time? What fears hold you back from your dreams? And when do you feel most confident? For me, what makes me unique is my creativity. I think me just being unique. And even if you can't answer these, because sometimes I have a problem answering these, maybe it may come to you another day when you're on the toilet or doing something, and just letting it flow to you. one else. Oh, and then the other one, what makes me lose track of time is creating. Again, I think creating is a really big thing in my life. I think that's something that the Most High put me on this earth to do. What else makes me lose track of time? Creating art, to be more specific. Creating art. What fears hold me back from my dreams? The ability of me thinking that I can't achieve it, or that it has to be perfect, or what else? What excuse do I make? I think right now that's what I can think of. But I feel like there's one more. But that's mostly what I can think of right now. Again, if you can't answer these at the moment, that's okay. Write them down, come back to them. And then the last one, I feel most confident when I do things like this. When I make my moves, when I come out my comfort zone and prove to myself. That's mostly when I feel confident, when I prove to myself. Yeah, when I prove to myself to be the person I want to be. Especially in the darkest times, when I kind of pull through, and when what do you call it? What would you call it? What would I call it? I think I would call it when I'm reassuring myself. I think I know one of the main things I can kind of struggle with is self-compassion. So when I'm going through dark times and I'm pulling myself out of it, it proves to myself that I care about myself, and also proves to myself that I am able to do anything. And I hope you're able to prove to yourself, and no one else but yourself, who cares what others think. It's just only you have to prove to you. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I hope I didn't go too far off point, and I hope you are able to understand some of my analogies. I can't pronounce that right now, but you know what I mean. And this is Destiny.Amunique signing out. Have a beautiful day, and if it isn't a beautiful day, make it a great day.